Hi everyone. For the Bavarian carmaker, rolling out electrified cars is a must. After all, we're living in a time where policymakers across the globe are declaring when they plan to phase out fossil-fueled cars. Think of today as a transition period between the internal combustion engine and an all-electric future, with hybrids as the balancing act. A car like the 330e sees its maker fulfill responsibility and regulations, and because it's based on a format everyone knows and loves, the sports sedan, it will sell, too. Doing what you have to do while reaping profits from it is surely win-win. Car buyers also stand to gain. A plug-in hybrid provides both eco-friendliness and fuel savings, while twin propulsion satisfies the need for performance. The latter is why the previous generation 330e sold well in our market. The electrified F30 was an on-paper no-brainer, and many followed both head and heart, as is usually the case with the 3er, to own the first-ever PHEV3 series. The case for a 330e is even stronger with this second attempt. Under the hood is the B48 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine with 184 horsepower, as found in the current 320i and previous 330e. An electric motor is integrated into the 8-speed ZF automatic transmission, and this mill spins out 113 horsepower max, 26 more than before. This cohabitation allows the gearbox ratios to be used in full electric mode and negates the need for a torque converter. The latter partially cancels out the extra weight of the additional drive unit. The two power sources combine for 252 horsepower and 420 Nm of torque. BMW hawks will point out that these figures are identical to the F30 330es, and they're right. However, there's a debuting Xtraboost function that provides a 10 seconds burst of 40 horsepower, taking things to 292 horsepower when you're accelerating hard or overtaking. XP is available in sport mode, upon kickdown or by manually pushing the gear selector into SM. Today's ICE-only 330i makes 258 horsepower and 400 Nm. BMW says that if you stand on the gas pedal at 20 km/h, the 330e will within a second accelerate twice as hard an ICE-only car with the same output, and this advantage will grow to a car's length in 3 seconds. Speaking of full-bore acceleration, the 330e with Xtraboost does the 0 to 100 km/h sprint in 5.9 seconds, and top speed is 230 km/h. That's 0.2 and 5 km/h faster than the F30 330e, respectively, and hot hatches will have to think twice before challenging. That's welcome, but no one called the 330e underpowered before, and the most significant improvements lie elsewhere. As for the location shuffling, it's all at the back. The F30 330e had a fuel tank below the rear seats, smaller tank than an ICE-powered 3er, but conventional location, while its hybrid battery pack sat under the boot floor. This time around, the lithium-ion battery is placed under the rear bench, pushing the 40-liter fuel tank, reduced from the regular 59 liters, up and behind, to above the rear axle. The move is a good one, as it has the battery pack, which is of considerable weight, lower and within the wheelbase of the car. The lower and more central mass is located, the better it is for center of gravity. With extra hybrid bits crammed in, there will be sacrifices. The sedan's boot capacity shrinks from 480 to 375 liters, although this is still 5 liters more than before. 40 hours 20 minutes 40 seconds split folding rear seatbacks and a 2-level boot floor help you make the most of what's available. The latter's lower level accommodates taller items, but there's a notch deeper inside for the fuel tank. The second level is shallower but the surface is flat throughout. A PHEV's vital stats depend on the size of its battery, and the gross capacity here is 12.0 kWh, a significant jump from the old car's 7.6 kWh. That's behind the big increase in pure electric range, from 37 to 40 km in the F30 to a claimed 59 to 66 km now. And this is based on the latest and stricter WLTP regime, too. Max speed on electric power alone is now 140 km/h, in electric mode, 110 km/h max in hybrid mode, 20 km/h higher. BMW quotes a charging time of 4.2 hours for 80% battery fill via regular home socket and the supplied standard charging cable, or 5.7 hours for a full charge. With the BMW i Wallbox, you can replenish juice in 2.4 and 3.4 hours respectively. As always, the charging flap is just behind the front left tire, the opposite side of the fuel flap. Fuel consumption and CO2 emissions are lower by more than 15% over the previous 330e, to 1.9 to 1.6 liters per 100 kilometers and 37 to 43 grams/km respectively. But that doesn't mean there's no satisfaction in eking out the best fuel consumption possible, or the strange joy of running around without using a single drop of fuel. That's a real possibility with the G2330E if your daily commute is below 40 kilometers one way and there are chargers at both home and work. The 330E powers up as an EV in the default hybrid mode, gliding into your chosen route silently. The repeated process of the ICE coming in and going out is rather seamless, unlike regular cars with auto start-stop, and that contributes much to the overall driving experience, which is pleasant and normal. Normal is good, as far as a FEV 3 Series is concerned. That's because we want the benefits of a hybrid, but not at the expense of the 3 Series driving experience. That's pretty much the case here, except that the 330E feels especially fast when both ICE and motor work towards the same goal. The fulsome contribution from the e-motor helps make the 330E a rapid cross-country device, powering out from slow corners and responding to more at speed, in gear, are among the moments that make you nod in approval. Of course, the transmission never puts a foot wrong. We almost take it for granted, but you only need to occasionally sample the competition to appreciate the ZF8's perfect blend of intuition, speed and smoothness. The best performance hybrid powertrain in town? I'd say yes. The 330e's case is helped by a brilliant base car. The latest generation of BMWs are very comfortable and refinement is strong. The final driving note concerns the brakes. On FEVs, the action of braking takes on the extra task of recouping energy, and not everyone achieves a good blend. At times, brake pedal response that's not progressive can really detract from the driving experience. What was good from the previous generation is still here, and still the best in the business. Driving position, I drive, but they've elevated the ambience. The latest 3 Series is a desirable product and a good drive, and the best thing we can say about the new 330E is that it feels normal and doesn't detract from the package. This is a car that can be an EV with zero tailpipe emissions on the way to work, and the benchmark sports sedan when you take the long route home in the evening. What's not to like? I'm a fan of the F30's understated exterior design, and while the new car's looks are growing on me, I still find parts of the G20 such as the M Sport front bumper overdone. The FEV comfortably undercuts the 330i M Sport while mirroring the ICE-only car's kit list. The driving assistant package, which includes autonomous emergency braking, lane departure warning, blind spot monitoring and rear collision prevention, is included. Besides the extra power, 34 horsepower/20 Nm, and hybrid hardware, the 330e rides on adaptive M suspension versus the 330i's fixed M Sport suspension. Plug-in hybrids aren't for everyone. If you don't have permanent access to home or office charging, you won't be using the 330e to its maximum potential. Thanks for watching.